still have the benefit of the new moon happening today, which means it's a great time to set intention for your life. New moon is in Cancer, so that's about clearing out old emotions, stuff that makes you feel limited or less than. It's water, so relates to relationships, close relationships, family or very close friendships, abundance, creativity, attractiveness, anything to do with reproduction, meaning any of your organs that are involved in that kind of overall health. And but the emotionally, just the lesson is to learn how to be a little more flowing and a little less rigid, a little less retracted. So I'd like you to start in your favorite lying down hip opener, which could be soles of the feet together, soles of the feet wide, knees together, constructive rest. This is a subtle hip opener. It could be Supta Baddha Konasana. That's a class phase. It could be a half happy baby and a half Baddha Konasana. So if you're taking this asymmetrical posture, you'll do about 8 to 10 breaths or slow. And then you might just consider this morning, and maybe it's just today, maybe it's this week, maybe it's just the year up to this point, but you might consider where you feel like you're still kind of not flowing as much as you'd like. It's so amazing and powerful when you actually turn your attention to something in your life and you make a decision consciously that you want to invite more abundance or flowing or love or whatever it is. That just your attention and your decision to be a little more receptive, a little bit more open, maybe to say yes to things that you've been saying no to, just that is enough of a shift to get some actual feedback in your physical world that it's manifesting. Second side. My personal is, I've been so bereft is the word that I want to use, but I'm a dramatic person, but so finding myself feeling so sad for the loss of Black Dog Yoga and that community, and just seeing you guys on a regular basis and whatever our little chit-chatty things were. And earlier this year, I just decided I've got to recreate community in any way that I can. And I've got to even maybe reach out to more people and talk on the phone or make a date to walk, whatever. And that was just a small intention. Now I can't keep up, A. And B, I've had people from my past just reach out to me. I got a letter from Amsterdam at the new Black Dog just saying, oh my God, how have we lost touch? So things start to shift when you have a desire and then you are willing to open to it. If you haven't changed to the second side, do. If you've been in feet wide, knees together, or soles of the feet together, then maybe take a full happy baby. And you know what? That's a fun game to play. It's just a fun thing to play around with yourself and to shake things up a little bit. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Hug both knees into your chest. Exhale, curl up like a little ball. Hold your legs, relax your shoulders. Lie down, hold your right leg, reach your left leg long. You can either put it all the way on the mat or you can hover it, flex your foot. Exhale, change legs. Then reach both legs to the sky Keep your upper body down to start. Root your hands down by your hips or tuck them underneath your butt. Point your toes. Flex your right foot down. Point your right leg up. Flex your left foot down. Point it up. So yoga walks. And if it feels better to point down and flex up, you can do that. Just as long as you're working the ankle, good Jackie, as you move. I'm sort of coordinating inhale. Oh, I lost my rainbow headband. I had to do a rainbow ride at the spin studio this morning. So I got a Ralph rainbow headband that's very small. All right, you can lift your upper body up if you want. I'm going inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. But you could just scissor, 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 scissor. So a little faster. And then that's more of a exhale, exhale, exhale. You're just trusting that your body's breathing in. And if you're going faster, you can do it lying down or up. And for sure, you can stay slow. Keep your legs as straight as you can. So better to make it smaller. Good, David. Better to make it smaller. Good, CVN. And keep your legs straighter than to try to get it all the way down. I'm assuming that worked, David, this morning. Shake a leg if it worked. Okay, good. So I just discovered an option that lets me let you guys come to the meeting even if I haven't started it officially. So now hopefully you can just get set up a little without waiting for me. 8, 7, as long as I remember to check that. It's a hidden box on Zoom, but I found it this morning. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now bend your knees out and in. Out and in. Lie down. Let your shoulders and neck relax. Out and in. That's it. It's out. Good, Sid. Good, Sandy. Out. I'm not really bicycling. That's it, Jackie. Straight out. The bicycle is going to engage the hip a little more. This is going to stretch the hip. Hands behind your head. We cross, 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 cross. Nice work, Penny P. If it gets too much, you lie down and keep your legs going. Press, 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 press. If your hips start to feel like, ooh, this is more than I want, just tap your toes. Good, Penny S. Instead of reaching the leg long. So you're still going to get the ab work, but it's a little less for the hip. Tap, 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 or reach, your choice. Take it out. You've got it. Press, press, press. Few more. Exhale. Lie down, keep the legs going. Press, press. Now, as you reach one leg out, pause for a second. Pull the other leg in. Change. Pull your right leg in and reach your left leg long without using your hands. Find a pull and a reach. Change. Pull in one leg, reach out the other leg. This is called dual action. Pull in one leg, reach out. And this is an internal thing. It's not something on the outside. It's a willfulness of pulling one thing and pressing one thing out. What will happen is that you'll feel a little more engaged, a little more integrated. Do 2 more. And that was well over 200. abs. One more each side. Pull in, reach out, pull in, reach out, relax. Both feet down. Lift your chest. Roll your palms to the sky. Just feel a nice mellow back bend. Couple breaths. Lift and spread your 10 toes a few times. Get your feet engaged. Great. Relax your toes. Nice, Laura. And then lift your hips as high as feels comfortable right here. You don't have to come up too high. Just a nice, easy back bend. And then reach your thighs forward. Press your shoulders back. Reach your thighs forward. Press your shoulders back. I'm not saying down because I don't want you to squeeze your shoulder blades down. I want you to open the front of your shoulders back. Breathe. Good. Lower your butt. Move your butt to the right. Easy twist to your left. Couple of breaths here. Exhale, take it up and around, butt over to the left, knees to the right. But what I love about the physical practice of yoga and my joy for movement in general is that it doesn't matter if you're feeling limited, stuck, sad, whatever. You start to move your body, you start to get present, and even if it's just for that hour, you feel a little better, you feel a little more connected or empowered. And that's a really awesome, go ahead and turn around to hands and knees tool. Some people don't have that ability to simply move and feel a little better. Inhale, heart moves forward, cow pose. Roll your shoulders back. Stick your butt way up. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest, round your spine and sink back into a child's pose. You may or may not get all the way back. So keep your hands really reaching away from you. Press your hands down. Inhale, pull through to tabletop. Let your chest reach forward, upper back indents, back of the neck is long. Exhale, press into your shins. Keep your ankles pressing together so you don't roll through the foot here. Reach back. Inhale, pull through. Take your time, long breath, heart moves. Now, if you need a little more intensity, you could lift your knees up as you round your spine, then set your knees down and then reach back. So you can add that little extra bit of ab work if you need more. Great. Good, Molly. Do 2 more. And then tuck your toes under, sit back on your heels, toe stretch. You might have to reach down and find your pinky toes. Interlace your hands to your heart. Lift your elbows up. Exhale, chin to chest. Reach through your shoulder blades. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow to your left. Side fold. Squeeze your ankles in as you do this. Up. Exhale, bow to your right. Squeeze your ankles and knees in. Awesome. Release. Come back out. Tap the tops of your feet or roll your ankles out. That can get a little sticky. Good, Sid. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Now walk your feet back so you feel like you're in a dog that allows you to pull directly to plank without moving your feet. So check that out a few times. Check it out a few times. Good, Paula. And if you're minimizing the upper body flow because of wrist issues, shoulder issues, etc., you know I always say this, you can hold dog, you can hold plank or half plank to build strength and skip the chaturangas. All right? So if you're in dog and you need more, hold plank. Nice, Molly. I saw that. Good, Penny S. And hold. Just for today, just for right now, I want you to reach your thighs. Let me say it this way. Reach your inner thighs to your feet. Draw the top of your thighs to your navel. So find that push-pull. A little more length in the upper back, Jackie, if you can. Well, that was a shift of your hips forward. It's more subtle. It's really, a lengthening through the crown of your head. So reach through the top of your head. Yes, Laura, keep going. You were right there. Reach your inner thighs back. Reach from your heart through your head out. Those are your reaches. You're pulling in as the top of your thighs to your navel. You're pulling in as your hands squeezing together. Sid, amazing. Just lift your head slightly, Sandy. Molly, amazing. So still. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really lovely. So one way to build strength is a long hold. Another way to build strength is a lot of repetition. They both work, and we want to do both. Come to the top of the mat, please. Forward fold, lift and spread your toes again a few times. Just make sure those feet are waking up. Press your feet down. Inhale, half lift. We worked on this a lot yesterday in the Hatha class. Squeeze your ankles in. Reach your inner thighs down. Pull your navel through the crown of your head. Reach your arms out. You see your hands without turning your head. Turn your palms forward, rise up. And just that extra little bit of intention, good Stevie Ann, hands to heart, will turn on your thighs. Inhale, press your feet down, reach your arms up. Exhale, tee your arms, don't turn your head, but see your hands. This gives you a little better position for the hands and leads to better spinal position. Head drops. Inhale, half lift. Take your time, really milk this posture. Press your ankles in. Lift your navel to the crown of your head. Root your inner thighs to your heels or your feet. Exhale, fold. Big step back with your right foot, lower your knee. Right arm forward, reach it away from you. Left arm back, reach it in the other way. Both arms to the sky. Inhale, rise up. Low lunge. Hold your right forearm, not your wrist, your forearm with your left hand. Draw your arms behind your head. Navel lifts away from the pelvis, gaze down, side, fold, look down. Use your breath. Lift back up, inhale. Exhale, pull your elbows behind you. Lift your chest as you reach your arms back. Lunge into your hips, fingertips down. Lift your right leg, quarter turn to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands out underneath your shoulders, tabletop your spine. Squeeze your ankles in, long spine, arms to a T. You should see them without turning your head. Palms turn forward, lift all the way up. Inhale. Beautiful, Laura. Beautiful, Stevie. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat. Go low. Hands hold at your heart. Lift your heels. Lift your heels. Head back ever so slightly, Penny P. Yeah? Pulse, pulse. Keep the heels up, just pulse the hips. You got it. Hip opener. You got it. Good, Paula. Good, Sandy. You got it, Penny. S. Penny P. Molly. I show Shauna. Maxine. 4, 3, 2. Stand all the way up. Inhale. Turn your feet forward. Squeeze your ankles in. Keep your arms reaching up. Now reach your inner thighs back to your outer feet. So lift your ankles or squeeze your ankles into the midline. Reach your inner thighs to your outer feet. See if that gives you more integrity in your legs. Tee your arms slowly forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, turn towards your right foot, lower your left knee down. Left arm reaches way out in front of you. right arm back. Inhale, rise up. Hold your left forearm with your right hand. Elbows draw back. Exhale, turn your gaze down. Look down. Breath. Reach your arms up, inhale. Bend your elbows, really reach your arms back. Now let your hips sink forward, hands to the earth. Exhale, lift your left knee. Step your right foot, plank. Now you may need it to go, just hold it, Steady. Upper back longer. Reach your inner thighs to your feet. Lift your navel to the crown of your head. Squeeze your ankles in. Squeeze the front of your hips in. If that doesn't make sense, put a skinny belt on your waistline. Good, David. Keep the head lifted. Hold plank. Hold plank. Squeeze your hands together. Downward facing dog. Exhale. We're staying in the opposite direction on purpose. We're staying in the opposite direction on purpose. Hold here, steady. Can you be steady? Good, Sandy. Can you be steady and flow? Inhale, plank. Find the pose, find a stillness. You can put your knees down. Exhale, only bend your elbows. Don't change anything. Find a steadiness. Hips down, untuck your toes. Cobra pose. Find the pose. Yes, Vivian, exactly. Elbows in. Once you feel the pose truly in your body, take another exhale to either go to child's pose or to downward facing dog. So that even if you start to flow more quickly, you have a moment where you come to a pose and then you come into the next pose. You don't blow by the pose. It's mindful. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest 3 times. Good. 2. And 1. Step your left foot forward, lower your right knee down. Arms reach to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Now squeeze your back ankle to the midline. Lift your belly to your heart to your head. Wrap your left arm behind your back, turn your right palm up, lift your heart. Reach both arms to the sky, bend your elbows, lift your heart, lunge into your leg, exhale, hands to the earth. Straighten your right leg, quarter turn to your left. Walk your hands forward, make your spine flat. Squeeze your feet in. Lengthen your thighs to your outer feet. Find those dual actions. Tee your arms, half lift. Palms to the sky, rise up. Heels in, toes out, hands to heart. Exhale, squat. Lift your heels up and pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 3, 2, lower heels. Reach up. Squeeze feet together. Lengthen inner thighs to outer feet. Feel that in your body. Turn your feet forward, forward fold. Turn to your front leg, lower your left knee down, back knee down. Arms reach. Exhale, twist to your right. Untucking the toe is easier on the knee. Squeeze your left ankle to the midline. Great, Laura. Bring your right arm behind your back. Left palm to the sky. Lift your heart up. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Reach both arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Elbows draw back. Hands to the floor. Straighten your left leg. Step forward. Inhale, half lift. Feet in. Inner thighs down. Exhale, fold. Keep that action in your legs. Feet in, inner thighs long to the earth. Rise all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Feet squeeze in, thighs reach down, navel reaches up. Exhale, forward fold. Stay where you are. I'm just turning around so you can see. Inhale, half lift. Feet in, thighs long. Notice what happens in your spine and your hamstrings. Exhale, fold. Giant step back with your left foot. Bring your nose over your right knee for a moment. Turn your left foot in a little bit more so that you feel your right buttock right in line with your right foot. Climb up to your thigh. Exhale, drop your chin. Feel your belly rise and lift. Then reach your left arm up and around warrior two with the abdominals engaged. Back foot is flat. All right, just bring your left hand to your hip for a moment. Let's learn this. Bring your back hand to your hip. So your right arm or your front arm goes forward towards your face, over your head, and back to warrior two. Right arm forward, over your face, and back to warrior two. Just the right arm. Right, forward, over, around, back. Right, over, forward, yes, around, back. Two more. Over, around, back. One more. Forward, over, around. Fantastic. Release your right hand to your right hip. Take your left leg long. So it's shoulder work while we build strength. Left arm forward, overhead, around, back, forward, overhead, like a big lasso. And it's a big golden lasso. So it's high vibration. Forward, around, clearing the space around your body. Forward, around, mobilizing the ribs, the shoulders, the neck. One more. Warrior two. Lift up, feet forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, half lift with your hands on the earth. Squeeze your feet together. Reach your inner thighs down. Find that, tee your arms. Palms up, stand up. Awesome. Bring your hands a little further forward, Paula. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat. Lift your heels. Pulse. Pulse. Good, Jackie. Good, Sydney. You got this. Pulse. That's right, David. Thighs back as you pulse. 8. Good, Mal. 7. 6. Go lower. 5. All hips. 3. 2. Heels down. Lift up. Feet forward. Navel up. Find that lift up through the heart center. Find a reach down from your inner thighs, from the groin out. Reach it down. Forward fold. Turn towards your left foot, right foot in. Bring your nose over your left foot. See if your left butt is in line with your hip. You may need to walk your feet a little further apart. Rise up, warrior two. Right hand to right hip. Just the left arm, front of your face, back, overhead, warrior two. Reach, open, beautiful, beautiful, reach, open. Lower body steady, upper body fluid, open. Cross, open. Waist work even on this one, good Laura. One more. Left hand, left hip, right arm. Forward, up and over, little lean back. Forward, yes. Forward, Nice. You can really go far with the reach. Mm-hmm. Warrior two. Exhale, hands to the earth. Turn onto the ball of your right foot. Downward facing dog. Plank or dog. Hold. Yes, Paula, go 1 inch longer. You have it. Good, Sandy. Hands squeeze in, ankles squeeze in, hips squeeze in, waist squeezes in. Navel lifts to crown of head. Inner thighs reach back to feet. Good, Molly. Lower your hips 1 notch, Penny P. Just 1 notch. Down dog. Nice. Hold steady or plank or half plank. Inhale. Only bend your elbows. Exhale, pause. Transition, cobra or up dog. Penny S. Amazing. Nice. Down dog. Right leg lifts. 3 times knee to chest. 3, 2. Step your right foot forward, rise up, crescent pose. Squeeze your ankles or your feet to the midline. Reach your inner thighs to your outer feet. Notice how you get lighter. Navel to heart, heart to head. Breath in, breath out. Left elbow behind your head. Press your head back, lean to your right. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step your left foot in enough that you're in a shorter stance pyramid pose. Right hip pulls back, left is forward. Your feet are essentially facing forward. Now keep your hands on the earth or blocks. Same process, squeeze your feet in. Lengthen your inner thighs back out. Find the hug in, and then lengthen from the top of the pubic bone through your inner thighs to your outer feet. You absolutely can keep your hands on the floor. Otherwise, micro bend your knee, rise up. Standing pyramid. Keep both legs straight now. Once you're up, twist to your right. Upright pyramid is the safest. Left hand to the inside of your right knee gives you a little bit of the revolution in a forward plane here, but it's not very hard on the low back. Hand to the inside or outside of your right foot for revolved triangle. All are options. Squeeze your feet in, lengthen your inner thighs back out. Draw navel to heart, draw heart to head, turn the left rib cage up. 4, breath in. Now don't change how wide your feet are. Quarter turn to your left. Don't change the width of your feet. Come halfway out, hands under shoulders. Squeeze your feet in. Lengthen your thighs back out. Feel this. Hands out to a T. Don't turn your head, see your hands. Flip your palms, stand up. Stand up, don't change anything. Squeeze your feet in. Reach your inner thighs out. Lift your navel to your heart. Lift your heart to the top of your head. Don't change anything. Bring your hands to your hips. Don't change the stance. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out. Back to the right side. Triangle. Go where your right arm can go as long as you have no low back pain. As long as you have no low back pain. Now, once you're in the depth of your posture, great. Squeeze your feet together and then reach your inner thighs back towards your outer feet. Squeeze your feet in, reach your inner thighs back out. Press up, rise up. Hands to hips, turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out without changing the stance. It's going to be a shorter Trikonasana than we normally practice, or than maybe you normally practice. Squeeze your feet in, reach your thighs back out. Take your triangle on this side. It may be a little different here. Now, one thing to know, and this works on every level. So in yoga, we have 5 levels or koshas. We have the obvious one, the physical body. We have the prana body, which is breath and cardiovascular. We have the mind body, the emotional body. We have these different bodies. When we work on any one, we work on all of them. Some are more effective than others when we're really trying to work for emotion, emotional balance. Take another breath in here. Stand up. Turn your feet. Don't change your feet forward fold. But the underlying tenet, especially when you're talking about something in the water element, lift your heart. Turn to the front of the mat, make your stance wider, reach up, crescent. Especially when you're talking about things in the lower energy center that relate to family, shelter, finances, creativity, career, like everything that's important, right? If you don't stabilize, it's hard to find creativity and freedom. So when I ask you to draw your feet in and then reach back out, that's a subconscious also direction to everything that we do in life. Lift up. So you practice, let's see, right elbow behind your head, draw it back, lift your heart, and then bow to your left. You practice this physical stability. Your nervous system says, oh, wow. Yeah, I feel strong. I feel rooted. I feel grounded. I feel all of those things. It feels safe to go off and do X, Y, and Z. I feel more empowered to sit down and write today, or whatever it is, or to make the phone call, or to show up in whatever way you need to show up. Arms to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Circle your hands to the floor. Practice stepping right to plank pose. You're flowing or not? Good. Good. Everybody made that correction. You're flowing or not flowing. Great. Great, David. Great, Stevie. Great, Sid. Laura, awesome. Great, Penny P. You got it, Sandy. Good, Paula. Beautiful, Jackie. Strong, Molly. Strong, Penny S. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Come to the top of the mat. Come to the top of the mat. Stand up. Bring your hands to your heart. Just have a moment here. Check in. What is your very favorite standing pose? Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Triangle, Parsvakonasana? What's your favorite standing posture? Take it on your right side. Your very favorite standing yoga posture. Could be even a mountain pose. Not a balance pose, just your favorite standing pose. So 2 feet on the earth pose, a warrior 1, a triangle, a crescent, a warrior 2, a Parsvakonasana, that's side angle pose. So once you're in the pose, bring your hands to your heart. Touch your thumb and ring finger together. Then let your pinky fingers touch. Maha Mudra. Bring it to your heart. This is the first part of Maha Mudra, which is the mudra we take for the sacral chakra. This is for water. It's good for low back issues. It's good for anything related to fertility or creativity. Great. Relax, shake your hands out. Take the posture second side, whichever one you're doing. Maha Mudra second, which means great. Thumb and pinky finger touch together, ring finger touches. And the sacrum bone in your body, which this mudra is sort of addressing, has its root in the word sacred. Sacred. So your sacrum is here. It's a big triangle bone. It takes the whole entire weight of gravity and your torso here, and then it spreads the energy from above down into your legs and feet. So it's a very important juncture in your body. And on the metaphysical, a way of receiving divine energy and then physical manifestation into the feet. One more breath. Rise all the way up. Now take your favorite balancing pose, standing balancing pose. Tree pose, warrior 3, half moon, favorite standing balancing pose. Dancer's pose, holding one ankle, lifting your heart, Nada Rajasana. Yesterday, we did a strong pose. We did standing figure 4. That's a nice pose to open the hip. Favorite one of all time. Penny S, bring your top arm slightly forward. Just a little bit towards the couch in front. Yes. Notice how your arm just got a little clearer. Love it, Jackie. Side 2, take your time. Side 2, favorite balancing pose. Good, Paula. Good. In the next few breaths, meet me with your feet in a wide stance so that you're facing the long side of your mat. So some of you did a couple things in between getting out of that pose. Do what you need to do, no rush. Bring your hands to your hips or interlace your hands behind your back, whichever one is doable and feels good on your shoulders. Then if your hands are interlaced, reach your arms back. So you can either do elbows in or clasp your hands and reach back. Now we're going to stay up for a few moments. We're refining before we're taking the pose. Feet squeeze together, inner thighs to outer feet. Pubic bone or navel to your heart. Good. Heart to the crown of your head. Feel all of those bits and pieces lining up. And then go ahead and take Prasarita Padottanasana C. Once you come back into this forward fold variation of pose, refine. Feet in, lengthening inner thighs back to outer feet, lifting, stay in the pose, stay in the pose. This is all internal. Can you refine internally to affect what's happening externally? That is the physical idea of manifestation. So when you do feet in, thighs out, navel to heart, heart to head, you're doing the physical version of what holding a mental and emotional intention in the world is. All right, release your hands to the mat. Stay in this pose unless you have an inversion practice at the wall. So if you practice headstand, handstand, etc., you could convert that here. Otherwise, you're in this posture, Prasarita Padottanasana, A or D. A is with your hands on the mat. D is holding your big toes. Great. Some of you might feel better in the pose, bringing your feet a little closer together. So if you want to adjust your feet, you can. Once you're in said pose, squeeze your feet together. And you could even do this in a headstand, by the way, or a handstand. Feet squeeze together, inner thighs to outer feet, navel to heart, heart to crown of head. Two more breaths. Before you stand, feet in, thighs long, lift your navel to the sky, rise all the way up. Hands to heart. Great, and then we'll meet seated. Now, if you want to take two more vinyasas, you want to do a little bit more upper body on your way to seated work, go for it. And we'll meet seated. Soles of the feet together. So if you're not flowing the upper body, flow your body here by just circling around Baddha Konasana. And then circle the other way. Let's start active here. So bring your fingertips out. This is a way for you to really get into the hips. For those of you who don't have so much range of motion through the hip here, I press my feet in, I roll my shoulders back, and I roll my hips forward like I'm trying to stick out my butt. And then I lift my navel to my heart and my heart to the top of my head. This is a super safe way to open your hips. It doesn't feel, nice, Laura, it doesn't feel as flexible as it does when you fold forward. But if you are a person who can only kind of round and hunch over, this would be a much safer position for your lower back while still getting the hip opening. It's more active though, so it's a little more strengthening. Now, if you can truly hinge forward at your hip right here, then maybe you start to bring your hands forward. Ultimately, if you come all the way down, there is a rounding in the spine, but you're well forward here, so your low back isn't as compromised. And another way you can help yourself, this makes it more awkward, but what it does is if you sit up on something high, it serves as the ability for your body to tilt forward at the pelvis, and then you can safely come forward. So that's another solve if you want to do the forward variation. Now, for a lot of us, Baddha Konasana is a little more accessible because the knees are bent. And when your knees are bent, your hamstrings are off the table. So when you come to a wide legged, that's where you feel more restricted. And you can still sit up on a bolster. And the thing about hamstrings is, I said this, I think in the Hatha practice and maybe on Monday, you have three of them. One's more in, one's more centered, one's more out. You may be more tight in any one of those areas. So here's the issue. If you always work your hamstrings with your feet together, you're only getting into one set, right? If you always work out wide, then you're getting into another set. There's a medium place too. It's just like when you're standing here. Depending on how close my feet are for triangle or for prasarita, I'm getting different muscle groups. So this idea that the pose is always practiced in a certain fashion is really just a made up concept that's not necessarily physiologically always beneficial. So you might today, just for fun, whether you're elevated or not, do something in between Paschimottanasana and Upavista. Or if you notice, for me, I'm noticing my outer hamstrings a lot more here. And I know those tend to be tighter because I've noted that in other postures. So maybe rather than going to my fullest opening here, which kind of now I don't get much other than inner thigh, because it's just like I'm going to the place that's easy to open. Just experiment. And if you're not sure, start wide and then inch your way in every 4 or 5 breaths and get a little closer and just sort of notice what happens in your own body. Another nice little method is to occasionally inhale, lift your chest, navel to heart, heart to head, find a lengthening through the spine, which will also probably illuminate some tightness in the legs, and then exhale, keeping that idea of lengthening as you fold back in. Now, theoretically also, I don't say this, no one really says this anymore, but that lifting of the kneecap cue. But if you kind of firm your knees and squeeze your thighs up towards your belly, your hamstrings have to get longer. So when we engage the quadricep, the hamstring lengthens. It's a reciprocity. So that's another way to do that. Try moving your feet either a little closer, a little wider. Do one more inhale, lifting navel to heart, heart to crown of head, and then fold back in. You might also try feet squeezing in and inner thighs reaching back to outer feet. Go ahead and rise all the way up. Bend your knees. Scoot your butt in and then come all the way down. Hold here. Simple, simple. Legs to the sky, unless you can easily drop right into plow and shoulder stand. So if it's really easy for you, go right into plow and shoulder stand. Otherwise, simple legs to sky. Stunning, Jackie. 2 more breaths. Lower yourself down. Prep for bridge pose by lifting your chest. Keep the butt down, lift your hips, or if you can, plant your hands and lift all the way up into upward facing. Thighs reach forward, belly lifts the crown of head. Nice, Sid. Nice, Jackie. Nice, Laura. Really pretty. Exit your back bend. Really nice. Your favorite twist to the left. So you've probably heard over the years, you should do the poses that you don't like. They're the best ones for you. I'm not so sure. I mean, there's a case, but one of the things yoga is asking us to do is discernment, viveka. Do I like this pose because it really is enhancing, or it's just easier for me? Like, what do I like about it? And then determine if it's valid to practice it or valid to not practice it. Or maybe it's as simple as I don't love the pose, but if I do it slightly differently, it feels better in my body. So there's a lot of gray area as you figure out what's going to bring you joy, bliss, peace, and also just physical comfort and health. Unravel your lower body. And second side. And especially if you practice yoga for the more esoteric and spiritual aspects, and really what the yoga is, which is a philosophy of the mind, then the physical part of your yoga practice may be less important. There may be other ways you do physicality that are better for you, and you use this more as a way to engage your mind and stay present. When you're ready, do anything that feels neutralizing. Knees to chest, happy baby. If it's better for you to practice seated meditation rather than shavasana, consider sitting up instead of lying down. I find that the beginning of a day practice, it may not be necessary to take a full rest. However, it's always good for your nervous system to find stillness and rest. So if you find meditation challenging mentally, better to take a shavasana and really just allow your body to absorb the practice, to settle down, to rest, to let the breath settle. Please continue to rest. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. Take some time and slowly make your way to meet those of us in seated meditation. You're seated. Circle your arms to the sky. Lift your heart. Inhale. Join your palms together. Exhale, bowing in. Namaste.